We start with the gas shortage crisis. Gas stations around the state running out. A 911 operator saves the day for a bride-to-be who had her wedding dress stolen on her wedding day. These new images just came into the breaking news center. Police say that is one of 5 suspects who broke into a house. The costumes, the music, the dancing. Guys, the show is over. I'm out here on the ballroom floor right now, and it is still buzzing in here. In a rare move, the Senate sent the spending measure back to the House without even considering its contents. And the annual Coarse Gold Tarantula Festival is set to take place the last weekend of October and features tarantula races. That sounds creepy. 2 cars going down City Street over 100 miles an hour, shots fired, and then all of a sudden they go airborne. We're learning more about the Virginia police officer shot and killed over the weekend on her first day on the job. So I saw the coach Sunday minding my own business. He's really tall. I was minding everybody's business.
All right,
okay,
there you go.
Fine. You went to the neighborhood. Did somebody see something? Now to a look at stories making headlines across the state, including a social worker charged in a shocking child abuse case. You have to really up your game out here with all these athletes, even some people from Hollywood you might recognize. You know how busy it gets out in front of the Eyewitness News Center. People are sitting in these benches hanging out, but even here you can see that the pollen is collecting.
Anytime you can get Laurel singing on the newscast, it's a good newscast.
Cat's crying. It's all in the grip, so to speak. Oh my gosh, I think I'm getting some milk. The jury will now decide whether the 21-year-old should get life in prison or be executed. A man convicted of a double murder in Durham 2 decades ago is in the spotlight again today. The state upset with a judge's ruling that gives Daryl Howard a new trial. Graphic pictures on the consequences of smoking encourage young people to avoid the habit. That's according to a new study out of Washington State. Research shows people 18 to 25 understood the dangers of smoking better through a combination of warning labels and graphic images. A popular clothing line in Chapel Hill is closing its doors next month. 2 UNC students started Thrill City. The company received national attention for their scam t-shirts criticizing the NCAA and for their designs offering social commentary on the men's UNC basketball team. Video of a gender reveal party is making its rounds on the internet this afternoon. That's when someone bakes a cake and puts whether it's a boy or girl inside. Then the family can be surprised when they cut the cake. And ABC 11 Eyewitness alerted us that this party involved an Apex family, a mother and father with 6 boys with a 7th child on the way. She is going to have those boys wrapped around her finger in no time.
That was the gender reveal of gender reveals. Talk about knock you out of your feet.
She fell out for real. Yeah, she says she was escorted off the plane with her family because of her illness, and the woman recorded it all on her cell phone. Most of us got driving lessons from our parents or in driver's ed, but when you're part of the first family, those skills come from the Secret Service. An update on the deadly crash involving 2 students from NC Central and a free health fair today. Next time, after you go through TSA, you've just thrown away your water bottle, ask for some change to buy another one.
They've got it.
It's a solution. Now to a look at stories making headlines across the state, including a social worker charged in a shocking child abuse case is out of jail. We just got off the phone with the National Weather Service and learned yesterday's storm damage in Cumberland County was the result of straight-line winds. Crews with the NWS were in Wade this afternoon. This is the damage sent to us by a viewer yesterday. Here we go. Wade County Schools is sounding the alarm on a disturbing trend among teachers. School leaders say they're seeing an increase in the number of teachers resigning and a dwindling supply of qualified teachers to fill empty positions. Heather Wallaga is live at Underwood Elementary School. Downtown Raleigh is booming. We talk about this all the time, but you might not know this. 85 startup companies are here in downtown. More than $200 million in projects are under construction right now. And those are just 2 of the highlights in the latest State of the Downtown report by the Downtown Raleigh Alliance. Now, this is the report. It officially comes out tomorrow, but we've got a sneak peek to let you know what's going on downtown and what's to come. Across the region, people remember the April 16th tornado outbreak. It was 3 years ago today. A massive outbreak of twisters hit from Cumberland County all the way through Wake County, plus numerous communities in eastern North Carolina. The worst of it hit in Cumberland County, Lee County, and Wake County. Most of the damage is fixed, but the memories are still very vivid for the victims who went through it. A total of 30 3 tornadoes swept across the state. 24 people died and more than 400 people were hurt. Many questions remain about a mother accused of killing her 7 newborns. Investigators are trying to figure out how Megan Huntsman concealed her pregnancies before she says she strangled or suffocated her newborns. They're examining DNA from the babies and studying the bones to find out how long ago they died. And they're questioning family members and neighbors to search for clues. Huntsman has admitted to killing the babies and putting them in plastic bags inside boxes in the garage. Up at the Target behind Triangle Town Center is where this all went down. Now, this is the picture, a Target employee with a teenager. And the story behind it is so touching, people. This picture has 35,000 likes in just 12 hours.
Audrey Mark is a loyal Target shopper, but yesterday she noticed something different.
I see this young teenager kind of being hovered, by this Target employee. So as a mom of 3 teens, I automatically go to what'd he do?
She noticed the employee fixing the teen's tie, and because it seemed unusual, she snapped a picture.
I hear him peppering him with all this great advice on interview skills and handshakes.
It started like any other day at this Northeast Raleigh Target, and Kathy Scott saw a teenage customer looking for something.
I asked him if he needed help, and he told me he was looking for clip-on ties. And so we didn't have any.
So she went to her coworkers.
Kathy says, "Can you tie a tie?" And I said, "Sure."
So the teen bought a tie and brought it to Dennis.
And we took the wrapping off of it, and I tied it on my neck and fitted over his head, and I adjusted it and tightened it, buttoned all of his collar buttons, and he was set to go.
But the Target team did more than fix his tie. They prepped him for an interview.
Make sure you look him in the eye, and I'm saying make sure you give him a stern handshake, and she showed him, and he tucked his shirt in, and he tied his shoes.
He was saying, "Yes, ma'am." And he just soaking it all in.
And that's when Mark took the picture.
It was a very quiet, simple moment, but it was very profound, honestly.
Kindness from strangers in a super Target.
The kid goes to leave, and all those Target employees start screaming, "Bye, good luck, come back and tell us how it went."
We were just here to help a young man get a job and, forward his future.
And as everyone cheered, Dennis was proud.
I got so emotional, I got all teary.
Kathy cried. It touched your heart.
It still does.
Now, today, the Target team went to a nearby Chick-fil-A and checked in with the manager to see how the interview went. They don't know who the kid is, but the manager said he'll let him know by the end of the week if he got the job, and the Target employees told him what a nice kid. So many of you have been following this story on ABC11.com and our Facebook page since a viewer took the picture that went viral, and our cameras were rolling as he got word he was hired, and the very people who got him job ready were there to help him again.
15-year-old Yasir Moore had no idea we were just a few feet away when he came for his 3rd interview at Chick-fil-A Thursday night.
Great. I've got a spot for you right across the table.
We saw and heard him use the advice he got just a week before. Firm handshake, look them in the eye, be confident.
Nobody's going to just give you opportunity. You got to go there and grab it.
When the time came, we made a run for it.
I think we are ready to offer you a job at Chick-fil-A of Triangle Town Center Mall.
He even got his own Chick-fil-A tie.
I think we may have someone in the food court this evening that can help us out with that.
The same Target team that helped prepare him for the interview at his side again.
We're so proud of you.
And just like the first time they met, Dennis fixed his tie.
It's refreshing to my heart and refreshing to my soul, and I'm deeply grateful that I was a part of it, and I'll remember it forever.
Once strangers caught in a kind moment in a picture that went viral, now connected.
They're like family to me now because they helped me so much.
We told him he has 2 more moms now looking out for him. We'll be down to Chick-fil-A to check on him.
I was moved when I saw it happen the first time, and now to see it come to fruition, it was just very emotional for everybody.
Including his own mother, still amazed at the kindness of strangers.
They still went above and beyond to make sure he was right for his interview.
Yasir's new boss at Chick-fil-A says the lesson in all this is obvious.
Look for opportunities to do the right thing. Look for opportunities to have an impact on people.
That's what these Target folks did.
They just didn't change my life. They helped me. They're going to help me change other people's life.
Yeah, because who knows what his future is going to be like now.